Hello, Nate here. Welcome to a Disgaea class guide. I'll be doing a series of videos outlining the strengths, weaknesses and usage of a variety of classes from Disgaea 5. Today we're starting with the male warrior and the Valkyrie class. The male warrior is a pretty straightforward class. Your focus is on getting in close and dealing a lot of damage, and its abilities back this up. The warrior is made to be simple. He hits stuff hard. That's about it. His weapons of choice are the sword, spear and axe, which he has an A rank in each. He has a moderately high attack, defense and HP and a decent hit. The warrior's unique skills are bulk up and muscle charge. Both of these are self buffs. Bulk up does average damage to a single target, and then increases the unit's attack and hit, allowing you to get in some damage as well as strengthening the warrior. Muscle charge can be stacked and increases the power of the next attack used. This is useful for doing one massive chunk of pure damage. Using these skills can cause a well-trained warrior to excel at fighting some of the early bosses. Let's look at some useful abilities for the warrior. Fighting Spirit increases the attack and defense of the character by 5% after being attacked. This is useful because the warrior is meant to be in the thick of battle. In a similar vein, Shaking Excitement is useful as it increases the stats by the number of enemy units on the map. Heavy Stance is a fairly common ability used by bosses. It means the character cannot be thrown, but has their stats increased by 30%. Overall, the warrior's ability should really be focused on just doing a lot of damage, as he's quite the straightforward class. As for unique abilities, you can use Greedy Disposition. This is an ability that's useful for pretty much any class or character. It increases the stats of the character by the amount of money owned. If you're going for a boss slayer sort of build on your warrior, Bushido increases the damage of your attacks by 50% when attacking only a single target. And when you're using an axe skill, well, most of those are single target anyway. So the warrior is a no-nonsense giant slayer with a skill in massive damage on single targets. He's a good all-round class, made for simple attacking. He's simple to understand. Moving on to the Valkyrie. Although the Valkyrie is similar to the male warrior, the female warrior class is slightly modified. With higher speed but slightly lower defense, they're intended to operate as hit and run units by using their unique ability Assault Attack, which increases damage dealt by 10% per moved space that turn. Even though the Valkyrie isn't as niche as some of the other classes, you can create an interesting damage dealer who can get in and out of a scrap quickly. She can use swords, spears and bows the best. And any of these are fine, but I like to use spears as they have that little extra range and their skills are a little more diverse. I find bows are less useful as it means concentrating on improving the hit stat as well as the others. Sonic Smash is the first of the Valkyrie's unique skills. It does damage to an enemy and then buffs her movement and speed. This is very useful when combined with her abilities. Excel Charge is slightly less useful. You can draw parallels to the warrior's stacking muscle charge, but I find that buffing your damage is more useful than buffing your movement. The Valkyrie's movement does equal extra damage, so perhaps it has a place on some of the larger maps. Some useful abilities for the Valkyrie include Hidden Away. With this ability, when defeating an enemy, you can move again afterwards. This is probably one of the most useful abilities if you're looking to do the classic Valkyrie build. It lets you get in and out of the fight really quick, and it's useful when paired with others, such as Shield Dash, which decreases damage taken by the number of panels moved by 1%. This is useful since your Valkyrie is going to be jumping into an area with a lot of enemies. You can also pair this with Start Dash. This gives you +3 move when leaving the base panel. These abilities simply add more bonuses to the Valkyrie's movement, which is already powering up her damage thanks to her unique ability. And speaking of unique abilities, let's have a look at some other ones we can add on. Rapid movement increases evasion by the number of panels moved times 3%. It should be obvious why this one's useful. Wild Cry increases stats by adjacent enemies by 15%. Once again, Greedy Disposition is useful for pretty much any class, increasing your stats. Overall, the Valkyrie is a fun spin on the warrior. Give her plenty of bonus movement and you'll be able to run all over the place causing havoc. Thank you for watching, more class guides to come soon. If you like this video, consider watching some of our other rubbish. Me and Ryan take on some ghosts in this other video here.